Have you ever tried to build a new habit or break a bad one, only to feel like something invisible is pulling you back? Like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to make progress? What if I told you the secret to real change isn't just about willpower or motivation? It's about understanding something way deeper. In this part of Atomic Habits, James Clear dives into how it's not just your behavior that needs to change, but your environment and your identity. Heck, let me tell you a story. Years ago, a scientist named Jeff Bezos had this crazy idea to start an internet company that would change everything. But what made him wildly successful wasn't just the idea or the product, it was how he designed the environment and the systems around his team. His workplace was simple, organized, and motivating. So much so that even when people weren't consciously trying, they were naturally moving toward their goals. That story shows how powerful changing your environment can be. The same principle applies to your habits. James Clear says, we're more influenced by our environment than by sheer willpower. You might have the best intentions, but if your environment doesn't support you, success becomes much harder. Think about this. When you want to start a good habit, what do you usually do? Probably you rely on willpower. You say, I've got to do this, or I'll start today. But here's the catch. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired quickly. However, if you shape your environment to help you, then you don't have to rely on willpower as much. For example, if you want to read more, leave books around where you'll see them, turn off the TV, keep your phone out of reach. These small changes set the stage so the good habit happens naturally and effortlessly. James Clear also introduces a concept called habit stacking, which means attaching a new habit to an existing one, like creating a chain of behaviors. For instance, after brushing your teeth, read for 5 minutes. Your brain finds it easier to link the two, and the new habit sticks better. Here's a quick story. Someone wanted to start meditating but kept forgetting. James suggested they meditate right after drinking tea. Suddenly, the habit wasn't forgotten because it was tied to something they already did daily. That simple trick shows how connecting habits makes a huge difference. But we're just getting started. In the next section, James dives into the core of habit change identity. Have you ever said, I'm just not organized, or I'm not the kind of person who exercises? Those sentences, simple as they sound, shape the map in your mind. Your habits come from your beliefs about who you are. James Clear says, true behavior change is identity change. This means you don't just change what you do, you change who you believe you are. Think about it. Instead of focusing on results like losing weight or making money, focus on who you want to become. When you start building a new identity, behaviors naturally follow. So, how do you define yourself? Are you someone who always gets things done on time, or someone who always runs late? Your self-image directs your actions. Here's a real example. Bill Gates didn't just say, I want to read more books. He said, I'm a reader. That shift helped him make reading a daily habit. Now, how do you make that happen? James Clear suggests that every time you do something, tell yourself, that's who I am. Like after 10 minutes of exercise, say, I'm an active person. Repeating this helps your brain accept the new identity and boosts your motivation. Remember, identity change doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow process. Each small habit is like adding a tiny stone to your foundation. Over time, those stones build a strong structure. Another cool tip. Instead of asking, why can't I build this habit? Ask yourself, who do I need to become to have this habit? This mindset shifts you from focusing on failure to focusing on growth. Here's a story. A woman who wanted to start running told herself every day, I am a runner. Even on days she couldn't run, she held on to that identity. That belief helped her make running a consistent part of her life. Worried about slipping up? Don't be. James Clear says failure is normal. What matters is getting back on track quickly. Missing one day won't ruin you. It's letting the misses pile up that's dangerous. Here's the magic. Habits shape identity, and identity strengthens habits. It's a powerful cycle that, when guided well, can transform your life. Imagine life like a river. Your behaviors are the water drops, and your identity is the riverbed. A strong riverbed means water flows smoothly. A weak one means water splashes everywhere. So your job is to build a strong riverbed, your identity, so your habits flow naturally. James Clear also talks about the importance of self-awareness and feedback. Check in with yourself regularly. Ask, how close did I get today to being the person I want to be? This helps you course correct and keep growing. A practical tool he suggests is habit journaling, writing down what you did, how you felt, what worked, and what didn't. This keeps your progress visible and motivation high. So, what habit do you want to build? Are you ready to stop relying only on willpower and start designing your environment and identity? If yes, start now. Remember, the biggest changes start with the smallest steps. Take one tiny action today, and you'll be better tomorrow, and even better the day after. James Clear wraps this up perfectly. Success is a process, not a destination. Enjoy the journey, grow every day, and build yourself up. And here's a line to keep with you. You are not defined by who you are now, but by who you choose to be every day.